Managing Director for the National Port Authority of Liberia. He's a distinguished gentleman in his own right. He brings leadership to this port, and we're so very excited. Under his leadership today, we'll be signing, I believe, the third signing agreement, sister port agreement between the National Port Authority of Liberia and the Georgia Ports Authority. We are here today, as you know, John and other members, distinguished members of this delegation, the Fifth Estate, other members of the community. We are here today to sign this agreement, but to also know that we're here to strengthen trade between Georgia and Liberia. We've had an opportunity to review the manifest list that talks about what is being imported and exported. We know for sure that Georgia does a great job in exporting automobiles, textiles, logs, and of course chicken. Georgia is known for its chicken, and we're probably one of the greatest exporters of chicken or any state in the United States of America to Liberia. We love our chicken here in Liberia. But we know we can do so much better, and so for that reason, we're here today to see how we can strengthen trade. Many of our containers are coming back empty out of Liberia to the United States, particularly to Georgia. We want to do better. We want to strengthen trade. We want to work with some of our small to medium-sized businesses, our Liberian Business Association, the Liberian Chamber, and others to make sure that we meet all the necessary requirements to increase trade and to get those containers filled from here to Georgia. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here. And introductions at this time, I will make very, very brief. We have a very distinguished group of folks from Houston and, of course, Atlanta, Georgia. Sitting to my left is the commissioner from Atlanta, Georgia, Chatham County, in particular, distinguished chairman, commissioner from Chatham County. He's also very much in the district where the port is, the Georgia Port Authority. We also have other distinguished members of our organization who are here from the Houston delegation. Mr. Val Thompson, in particular, president of the Houston Trade Delegation. He is also here. Houston International Trade Development Council, and other members of our distinguished group. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if there's no other formalities that need to take place, I'd like to welcome, for opening remarks, the Honorable His Excellency Bill Tweeway, Managing Director, the National Port Authority of Liberia, NPA, to bring opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much. John Petrino, Director of Business Development and International Marketing, representing Georgia Port Authority, and all other distinguished personalities that have come along to help promote trade between our country, Liberia, and that of the great people of the United States of America. We are about to sign a historic MOU. The MOU, I want to inform the Liberian people that it is non-binding. It is not legally binding to say, look, we are signing something that will obligate government to, that legally, if we do not live up to writing therein, we can be sued. No. It is just an MOU intended to strengthen the relationship between the National Port Authority of Liberia and that of the Georgia Port Authority. As you are aware, our Port Authority in Liberia, we control full ports. The Port of Apple, the Port of Greenville, the Port of Buchanan, and the Freeport of Monrovia. Of those 4 ports, the only port that is up to international standard is that is controlled by the APN terminal, the Freeport of Monrovia. We are happy to sign the MOU because through the MOU we believe that investors will come and take over the Port of Apple. Investors will come to take over the Port of Greenville. Investors will come to take over the Port of Buchanan. We also have an inland port that we have bought the land and pay about 75% of the crops owned by the residents of that particular area. We have 175 acres. We intend to create an inland port. We're also looking for investors who have interest to come and help us create an inland port that will serve the people of Africa Coast, Guinea, Mali, and Liberia. So with signing an MOU with Georgia that will be looking at training, that will be looking at marketing, that will be looking at information sharing, that will be looking at infrastructure improvement. We cannot say this is not one of the best achievements we have at this port. So we are excited to sign the MOU with you, and we pray that you will look to us to help us to grow like you. The Port of Georgia, the National Port Authority, with our 4 ports, we want to, even if we can achieve 40% of what you have achieved, we'll be very grateful. Our area can be used as a hub for West Africa. Only if investors come and create the necessary avenue that will make sure that we have the land, we have the ocean, we have 4 ports. We need you to come and help us with this agreement. So thank you.
Thank you, for opening remarks. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. John Catrino, Director of Business Development and International Marketing at the Georgia Ports Authority, to bring opening remarks before we have our virtual signing. John?
So that was Bill Tuari there, the National Port Authority boss. The team here will be linked with their representative in Georgia, that's John, through Fitra.
This agreement will help guide decisions for the future, for the port authorities and our customers. In Georgia, we have produced and proactively leveraged a strategic location in the southeastern corner of the nation to become a global hub for trade. This MOU continues the collaboration established in 2010 and provides additional opportunities for stronger trade with Africa and especially Liberia. In fact, the Port of Savannah's total container trade with Liberia grew 36% in calendar year 2021 compared with the previous year. Our exports to Liberia also expanded by 38% during that same period. Ports has enjoyed a strong working relationship with the Liberian National Port Authority over the last 12 years. Honorable Cynthia Blanford and their teams have long supported Georgia Ports Authority market presence in Liberia. We look forward to extending our partnership with today's signing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. Let's give him a hand. Thank you, John. And at this time, I'd like to just read the whereas document statements here in the Memorandum of Understanding prior to signing the agreement, and then we will sign the agreement and then have closing remarks by Honorable Aaron Whiteley, Commissioner, Chatham County, Georgia. Memorandum of Understanding between the Liberian National Port Authority and the Georgia Ports Authority. Whereas Liberia and the GPA believe it would be mutually beneficial to continue their alliance and cooperation for the purpose of encouraging trade between Liberia and the state of Georgia, USA. Whereas the parties may elect to participate in joint training and marketing activities and share certain information from time to time related to the maritime terminals owned and are operated by each party. And whereas the parties desire to enter into this memorandum of understanding to set forth their agreement to cooperate, subject to the terms and conditions herein. Now, ladies and gentlemen, therefore, in consideration of the premises and the mutual covenants and conditions contained herein, and for other good and valuable consideration, the receipt and sufficiency of which is hereby acknowledged, Liberia and GPA agreed to the following, and I won't go into all the detail. As His Excellency has already said, it will include training, marketing, sharing information, infrastructure improvements, a non-binding memorandum of understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've determined is that we will each sign on this side 3 original documents. Honorable Bill Tweeway will sign, I will sign on this side, John will sign on his side, and then I will carry back the original documents for John to sign, and we'll make sure all documents are original signatures for the file. Having said that, John, I think we're ready to sign, if you're also ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, Honorable Twilling. All right, so we're now signing. I don't know if anybody wants to witness this, but we are now signing the memorandum of understanding between GPA and MPA. I'll switch with you. Thank you. So John, have you finished signing?
Yes, Cynthia, I have. Thank you.
So on behalf of the partnership, the Liberia National Port Authority and the Georgia Ports Authority, we're very delighted to present to the public a signed and duly executed on this side memorandum of understanding. John, if you can hold yours up so we know that the document has been signed on your end. I will be bringing these back, I believe, on Friday. Return on Saturday, we'll connect and we'll exchange those signatures so we can make this as a part of the permanent record for our partnership moving forward. We're so excited, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a hand clap of praise. And at this time, I'd like to introduce my new friend, as I mentioned to you earlier, Honorable Aaron Whiteley, Commissioner, Chatham County, Georgia. Please, Commissioner.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Madam Consul General, Honorable Twiwe, your staff, Mr. Petrino, and GPA, and my fellow members of this trade delegation. It's more than an honor to be here on Liberian soil during the signing of this agreement during the bicentennial. Now I bring greetings from the Chairman of Chatham County, the Honorable Chester Ellis, as well as my fellow commissioners, fellow commissioners of the Chatham County Commission, as well as the business community of Chatham County, Georgia. Now I want us to smile and be happy because we're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate the ports of Liberia and the success that they have experienced, the growth of the ports of Liberia under this community's authority, as well as the growth of the community's economic relationship. Now, as Mr. Petrino said, imports from Georgia it increased 36%. And I think that's an amazing milestone. Now, the opportunities that God has given all of us in this room to help with economic growth, because exports from Liberia weren't where we want them to be. However, that shows us that there's a great opportunity for us to improve upon the successes in other areas. Now, I did hear Seiko say that this was one of the first times in a long time that a delegation of sorts has been here. And I want y'all to hear me when I say, let's not make this the last time. Let's make this happen more frequently. So I'm proud to witness the renewing of the Sister Port Agreement between Georgia Ports Authority as well as the National Port Authority of Liberia. And I look forward to being a part of the growth, and so do my business colleagues in Chatham County. And we're committed to further development of that business relationship. Now, Honorable Twiwe,
Yes.
I would like to present you with this lapel pin off of my jacket. Now, this lapel pin says Chatham County, Georgia, and I am a sitting commissioner of Chatham County. And I want this to signify not only my personal investment and commitment to working with you all, the Liberian people, the Liberian business community, but I also want I wanted to signify the renewing of this relationship. So thank you so much. And I want to say to everybody here, thank you so much for being such gracious hosts. I think I'll sit down so Mr. Petrino can see us. Thank you for being such gracious hosts. And thank you for your service to the Republic of Liberia and its people, as well as your service to the world's economy. And cheers to millennia of growth from here and beyond. Thank you.
So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we close out today's program, I want to say a very special thank you to Seiko Corley, the Executive Director, for his leadership, and obviously to His Excellency, the Managing Director of the Port Authority, Honorable Bill Tweeway. On behalf of my company, Global Strategies for Good, and the Liberian Consulate, also Blanford & Thompson LLC International Consulting, and on behalf of our 25,000 Liberians in the state of Georgia, I want to say a special, heartfelt thanks and appreciation. We're looking forward to doing business with you. And again, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
We can do better than that.
John, before you leave, the MD wants to say so. Oh, hello, hey Lee. Hi, how are you, sir? Yes. So, please.
John, traditionally when people visit we normally give them gifts. And by this virtual signing, I feel that you are in Liberia. So I will pass you a gift to send to you, the both of you. Cynthia will deliver it to you, and before you leave too, we have gift for each of you here today. So thank you for the time.
Thank you. We can take a few moments for media engagement with our visiting delegation. Members of the full estate here have asked to do a follow-up on a few questions with you and the management team. So as I'm presenting this to the media, kindly raise your hand. For your name, the institution, and if you ask for a question.
We're officially closing out the signing ceremony, though. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Recording stopped.
Because we do have another meeting.
So we got only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 questions.
2 questions at most. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Austin Kawa and I work for Freedom FM. Honorable Managing Director, I'd like to know for you to please clarify. At the close of the statement, you announced a gift or gifts to your delegates. Can you please place emphasis on that? What type of gift? Can't what?
You are not going away while you are here. Within a jiffy, you see the gifts coming up. And here they are. I will not tell you the content, but you will just see them having their gifts.
Okay. Thank you. So, in furtherance, that gift is the act of the National Port Authority, and you see there. And thank you. We'll take the next question from Pram or OKFM. Thank you.
If you are a female, be the female type.
That's the uncle.
Thank you so much. My name is Chokan Grapu and I work for OKFM and the station. And my question goes to you, Madam Brentford. Since you began this partnership with the National Port Authority of Liberia, how many staff of the NPA, have benefited from training opportunities, and how many do you intend to train with this renewed, signatures and all of what you've done? Secondly, there were times that the managing director visited the U.S. and some of you made commitment pledges about scholarship opportunities, and that was announced in Liberia and the population got excited. How do we see that working? Where is it right now?
Thank you. That brings the question aspect to close, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And your name again, sir? Chokan. Thank you so very much for your question. So yes, the benefit has been wide-ranging in terms of the partnership, the MOU between NPA and GPA. Under the leadership at that time, I believe you had Mr. Williams, who was the NPA chief, and we brought a delegation, you all brought a delegation to Savannah, Georgia. I think there were at least 6 persons. We spent 4 days in Savannah with very intensive training, capacity building, technical assistance, port management, security, IT. How do you bring a dredge? How do you bring the ships in and dock them? All of that was covered. We received certificates of completion, and it was extremely well received. On the other hand, we had one of the directors from the Georgia Port Authority a few years back to come to Liberia for a series of trainings and interactions and meetings, and that meeting went very, very well. Due to COVID, unfortunately, the timing of the renewal was postponed until today. So it's also a virtual signing. We were hoping that the MD and his team could come to Georgia for the official in-person signings, but we're very happy for the virtual because now it is done. So I would say to you, on that side, we're expecting good things to come forward in terms of technical assistance, capacity building, and training. You will hear more about that. I know for sure one of the benchmarks was the signing of this agreement today. We've also been charged with looking at other opportunities to strengthen trade between the NPA and other ports throughout the United States. The issue of scholarships, yes, you're absolutely correct in Houston, and I know there are others who probably could answer this better than me. We know that commitments were made to provide scholarships, financial aid to NPA for individuals, particularly those who are in underserved communities. And we are working on that. I had an offline conversation with the NPA chief, and we have a framework that we're already using through the program that I run in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called the University Consortium for Liberia. We have 19 institutional partners, Georgia Tech, Emory Clark, Atlanta, Morehouse. We have already had more than 10 Liberians. The scholarship program is only open for Liberians or young people of Liberian descent, okay? You're either coming from here or you're already in America. You have to compete. And I'm the president and chair of that board and founder. So that program is coming along very nicely. We know that other commitments have been made and we're following up on that. But on behalf of Blanford & Thompson, our international consulting firm, we have pledged $1,000 toward the scholarship, and we'll be working with Mr. Sekou Corley to effectively get that money properly delivered here so that the appropriate scholarships can be made. So on behalf of Mr. Val Thompson and myself, we are committed to a $1,000 scholarship, and we will make all of that happen in due time. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'll give a dispensation to Oliver Kine, and that will be the very last question. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. Quickly, Madam Blanford, before we leave, this signing ceremony already took place, and Liberians across the country will want to know how soon we to start, seeing the fruits of this arrangement, because there were time past where we had several agreements signed. It would take for ever before we start to see those agreements coming to fruition. So how soon do we expect to find, the benefits of this agreement, taking place in our country?
Well, the work has already begun. Number one, as you already know, and I'm talking a little bit about Port Houston, but it's all related to trade with the United States of America. So we know based upon the port, we actually have a Port Houston meeting in about 10 minutes, okay, under the leadership of this delegation here, Mr. Val Thompson and others. There's an MOU, as you already know, signed between the National Port Authority and Port Houston. And so we're going to be putting a technical team together. I think one of the flaws of any signing document is if you don't put a committee together with leadership to push that agenda forward, you're going to miss your mark. And so those were the flaws that we recognize, and we are going to put, I promise this to the MD and others, we will have a technical team with the GPA. It has to happen. Not only that, but we have watchful eyes now with the commissioner, and he doesn't play. You can see he's a big chief in the room. So he will also go back, and he knows the Port Authority directors, and he will ensure, working with me, that they deliver. They've been very open and very generous. We lost a little bit of footing due to COVID, but we're very prepared to make sure that those commitments are honored. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you so very kindly for your attention. And that's a signal that this official program has come to a close. Thank you.
Yeah, that gate, please.
That 10 minutes between now and the next meeting, right? So we just want to present the gate to you all.
Thank you. We're going to Val. Take a photo. Thank you. Val, listen.
That's your shirt?
Oh, yeah, we go.
Do we love the photo if you don't mind? Let's get it.
The ladies first. Ladies first. And we'll take it back to the I'll take it back. Thank you so much. Val? Really? Oh, did you practice? Oh, really? Oh, I'm fine.
So I go to the side. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. I got it.
Is this yours?
I take you, sir. I appreciate it. Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so put your foot up. Oh, my. This is video. It's on video. You had it on video, so
I got you, Bob.
oh, you got you. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We hold hands on. Thank you.
So, folks,
I'm the customs broker, the U.S. customs broker. Okay, so make sure everything gets into the port to America.
So folks, that's how we come to the end of this event. We say thank you. Thank you for watching. We're then here bringing you live coverage of a signing ceremony between the National Port Authority and the Houston Atlanta free mission here. So thank you for watching. We say thank you so much.